Being the best version of you is a moment-to-moment decision. Living a good life is a moment-to-moment decision. See, for a lot of people, they think, okay, when I have this result, then I will live good. When I have this, then I will live good. Right? People think living good is an easy life. People think living good is about doing what's the most smoothest process, right? But what living good means is, what are you consumed by? What grabs your attention from moment to moment, right? What are you consumed by where you love the process and you understand the consequences of your choices? This is what it means to live a good life. People confuse a good life with happiness, because happiness is temporary, right? Happiness is a temporary feeling. So someone feels happy for the moment, but the next moment they don't. So they think, oh, to live a good life, I must be happy from moment to moment to moment to moment. But when in actuality, when you're consumed by something, when something grabs your attention, when something has your attention, and you live a meaningful existence, and meaning just means something that brings meaning to you, where something just has your attention, something that a problem you're solving, the process is the end result for a life lived well. Family, the process is the end result for a life lived well. Where you're showing up for yourself every day. When you want to understand yourself every day. When from moment to moment to moment to moment to moment, you embracing whatever happens. You're challenging yourself. You're not just accepting what you believe to be true. You're constantly observant, questioning, interested. See, living a great life means you're interested. You're interested in life itself. You're interested in just wanting to understand the details. Now, when you're not interested, fam, you don't care about the details. When you don't love something, when you don't love, period, you're not interested in the details, right? Because when you love what you do, or when you love the details. You pay attention to the details of the process. Now you have so many people thinking, okay, I must be happy every moment of my life, because that's what everybody teaches. Be happy. But those who are really lost in a process, and when I mean by a process, I mean when it comes to solve a problem, when it comes to being fully all in the thing that you are figuring out, that right there is a good life. That process right there, the details, figuring it out, wanting to solve problems, wanting to adjust. You get an end result that you deserve, and you're like, oh, okay, let me make an adjustment on that. Let me figure this out. Figuring it out is a life lived well. Embracing the process. It's like, for those of you who say, oh, look, when I do this, then I'm going to start living good. When I get this result, then I'm going to start living good. That's when the good life starts. That's when I'm going to be on, like what a lot of people say, oh, when I retire, I'm going to be on the beach. And when I'm on the beach and I'm going to, be chilling on the beach, eating some good food. How long can you do that for until you realize that that's just a moment? How long can you do that for? See, when people say, I want to live a good life, and then they go on vacations and say, oh, the vacation is only for a moment. Oh, you know what? I got to be on vacation. I'm going to go on vacation. And that vacation is only for a moment. And then they wonder why. They're like, man, but what's up? I did this. And then now it's all temporary. Is the vacation part of it? It can be part of it, yes, but it's not all of it. And for a lot of people, they think it's all of it. Oh, I just go on that vacation when I have the money, or when I do this, or when I retire, or when this happens, this is how my life is going to be. It's like, no. The good life is now. Are you making moment to moment to moment? Are you respecting the details of your life? Are you respecting every moment? And that's what it's all about, fam. Chasing happiness when happiness is temporary. Chasing love when you're not solid with yourself. You're chasing money when you should be chasing the value you provide. You should be all in on the value you provide to this world, which then the byproduct of that is money. Wanting to solve a problem. The more problems you solve, the more money you make. But you have a lot of people saying, when I get this amount of money, when I do that, I'm going to start living. But what does that even mean? When I have this partner in my life, then I'm going to start being happy. But you're not solid with yourself. So you got people cutting corners. You got people looking for relationships just to waste time. Looking for relationships for happiness when they're not even solid with themselves. Oh, I'm gonna do this because it's a high-paying job because it makes money, but then you don't like the process of it, so then you're miserable. Again, this is not a life lived well. Oh, when I have my body the way I look, then I'll be happy. No, it's the process of getting that body. Is you hitting the gym with every rep, every weight, every run, every step. That's the life lived well. Loving that process. Not when you have some, it's the process of it. So you got so many people prioritizing what's temporary. Temporary feelings, temporary emotions, temporary moves. And then you wonder why life seems so difficult, right? Life is hard, or you don't understand. This is so hard for me. This is difficult for me. You have so many people wondering why they're so miserable. Because they're chasing what's temporary. Instead of embracing a process. Repositioning your life and creating what it is that you love to do. And this doesn't have to mean career path. This means the understanding of oneself. This means understanding who you are as a human being. Those moments of opportunity that you overlook because you're thinking, when I have this, I'm going to start being good. Instead of this process, enjoying the process, understanding the consequences of your choices. See, it's not about happiness because there's days that you're going to be like, I'm frustrated. But even within that frustration, it's still a life lived well because this is the mountain that you chose to climb. This is what you wanted to figure out. It's like playing a game and you're losing in the game, but you're frustrated like, I'm losing in this game. But you know what? This is the game that you wanted to play. So then you get lost in it. You adapt and you adjust. And then you make moves in order to figure this thing out. Right? That's what we're talking about. And then the game is over. You're like, oh, that was a great game. Whether you win or lose. Right? Of course you want to end up winning. Which when you win, you're like, yes, I'm glad I won. But then that moment's temporary. It was the process to getting that. To getting that win. This is what I'm saying. So is it going to be hard? Is it going to be difficult? Yes, but this is also part of a life lived well when it's difficult. Because you're challenging yourself to grow. You're stepping your game up to grow, to learn, to be the most healthiest version of you. See, this is a life lived well. It's not about what's easy. Oh, I just want an easy life. No, that is a miserable existence. Doing what's easy. Because how long can you do what's easy until you realize, like, oh shit, I'm not consumed by anything. I'm not all in on anything. I'm not embracing nothing. Nothing is challenging me to grow, to learn more. So you're doing what's easy, wondering why you're so dull, comfortable, lost, confused. See, comfort is dullness. Comfort is dullness, fam. For a lot of people, they stuck. Okay, I'm looking for happiness. I'm comfortable. What's going on? Like, you're sitting around wanting to put yourself in a comfortable position, wondering why you're always bored, wondering why you're looking for something to do, wondering why your life feels just so, blah, blah. Because you're always looking for what's easy. See, so what's easy is not a life lived well. And also we're not talking about even the struggle or difficulty as well. We're talking about the mountain you want to climb. You chose that mountain. You looked at that mountain. You said, I really want to climb this mountain. And it's that process, whether it's a blizzard, a storm, or rain, whatever happens along the way, you're like, this is the mountain I chose to climb. This doesn't just mean career path. This means in all areas of your life. I am consumed by this. I am aware of this. This is what I'm interested in. And then I'm willing to accept the consequences of my choices. Not complaining about it. Not being upset about it. When you're climbing up this mountain, you know what to expect. There's going to be blizzards. There's going to be storms. There's going to be whatever the fuck. A wild bear, maybe, I don't know, in the side of the mountain. But you're climbing. You're adjusting. Your legs hurt. You're cold. You're climbing Mount Everest. You're like, man, but this is what I chose. And then when you get to the top, you're happy you're at the top. But that happiness is only a moment. It was the entire journey, which is the process. The process is the end result. The process is what you're interested in. The process. So a lot of people say, oh, I got to get to that end goal. Oh, I got to get to that end. It's the process. Are you interested in being the best version of you? Are you interested in taking control and ownership? See, fam, creating your own meaning to your existence is your responsibility. Nobody else's. It's yours. So if you're sitting around wondering, what am I going to do with myself? What am I going to do with myself? What am I going to do with myself? It's not about career path only. That's part of it. We're talking about you understanding you, taking ownership and control of you. This is a life lived well. We're talking about living a good life. This is a good life. This is a great life. A great life where everything you do is what you want to do, right? And you love the process and you love the end result, but it's mainly about being all in and consumed by the things you want to be consumed by. Your level of interest in something, your passion, your love for something. Passion and love is life. Awareness, truth, understanding, clarity. It's a beautiful thing. Energy. Energy is life. Energy. You got to have energy, man. Living a great life, having great energy. Movement, breathing. Like, this is what we're talking about, man. None of this extra shit. When I have this, I'm going to have this is my life. It's like, when I have this car, it's like, oh, okay, fine. When I have this is when it's all going to be great for me. It's like, no, what are we doing now? Are we interested now? Are we interested in these things now? This is what we're saying here, fam. It's moment to moment. Every moment of your life is a meaningful moment. Every second of your life is a meaningful moment. And you got to ask yourself, man, am I living a great life? I just came in, thought you were crying because he's... Oh, it's funny. Living a great life, fam. Living a great life. Living a great life is now. Living a great life is now. Ah, man. How many of you are feeling this? Give me some fire emojis if you're feeling this, fam. How many of you are getting this or understanding this in a real way? How many of you are getting what I'm saying here? Living a good life is now. Moment to moment awareness is now. Changing your perspective on things now. Everybody loves my cup. My mom gave me this cup. Hell yeah. So if we have this in mind, fam, what do we do? Right? What do we do if we have this in mind? When we say, okay, to live a great life is now. What am I consumed by? And what am I interested in? If you look at this, now you would reposition your life and say, okay, it's not when you get to a destination, it's the process of the destination, right? The process. So in all areas of your life, if you are in a process that you thoroughly are interested in, like really, really interested in, I am interested in this process. If you're not interested in something, you can always make an adjustment, right? And sometimes you just got to do what you got to do too, right? To get to that. It's part of the journey. Like for a lot of people, it's like, okay, I don't like what I do for work. However, I'm using what I do for work to pay a bill so I can reposition my life, not to do this work forever. Again, this is what I'm talking about. It's part of the whole process of everything. It's like, okay, let me take 3 steps back and get interested, fam. Like for some people, they're just not interested. They're just not interested. Like they're not strategic. They're not passionate about, okay, right now I'm doing this for now, but let me adapt and adjust. Let me figure this out. Let me solve this problem. They're so consumed by their emotions and they're so consumed about why am I in this position in life? It's like, man, no wonder. You're not taking ownership and control. You're not taking ownership and control. You're not taking responsibility. You're not adapting and adjusting. You're not taking, it's, so many people, they wonder why they're living a miserable existence. It's because you're chasing things and getting the result you deserve because of the things you are chasing. If you're chasing comfort and security, and everybody claims to want comfort and security until they have it, and then you wonder why you're so dull and bored. You wonder why you're sitting there saying, okay, I got a stable job, I got money coming in, I got this comfortable thing, I got comfort, and then now you're there thinking the game ends. Oh, when you go on that vacation, you sit there, you're like, okay, now I got to do something else. Oh, you're always looking for something else to do because you're not consumed by something that's that's challenging you to step your game up. That's uncomfortable to the point where you got to figure something out, and this is the mountain that you chose to climb. This is what we're talking about. It's like so many people, I want happiness. Okay, you get happiness. You go out that Friday night. But then comes Saturday, Sunday. Then you go out till Saturday, Sunday. Then Monday comes back again. And now what happens? Oh man, back to work. I hate this shit. Oh man, I hate this life. You go on vacation for a week, you come back. Oh, I hate this life. This is what I mean. That's not a life lived well. A life lived well is when moment to moment to moment to moment to moment to moment you are in a process. You're figuring it out in your mind. You're like, okay, let me adapt and adjust. Let me do this. You love the details. You're consumed by something. And then, again, this doesn't just mean career path, but it means how you feel about yourself, how you treat yourself, respecting every decision you make. Bringing awareness to how you treat yourself, like bringing awareness to the moves you make, to the conversations you're having, to the food you eat. This is what I'm talking about. Moment to moment awareness. Not a lot of people live that passionate. They're not passionate about it. They're not passionate about life. They're not passionate about themselves. They're not interested in anything. Why is that? Because, fam, comfort destroys all urgency. Complacency destroys all urgency. It kills interest. The moment that you think you're good is the moment you lose all interest. Now you're looking for something to do. What's next? What's next? What's next? See, human beings are built to solve problems. And if you're not solving problems in your life, what are you doing? If you're not making adjustments, what are you doing? Life, look, everything in life is temporary. The only thing that's consistent and permanent is change. Change is the only thing that is permanent. And if you're not changing, adapting, and adjusting, and you're not willing to grow, and you're not willing to learn and challenge your perspective, then what are you doing, fam? What are you doing? What are you doing? If everything is temporary, the only thing that's permanent is change, and you're fighting hard to stay the same, what are you doing, fam? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? This is what we're talking about here. Being interested in life itself. Being interested in your life itself. Challenging how you view things. This is what we're talking about. Living a life lived well. This is what we're talking about, fam. An entire life lived well is the moment-to-moment process of everything. It's every moment of your life. It's every moment. Not when I get this goal. Oh, I can't wait. When I go on this vacation, I'm going to live good. When I get that paycheck, I'm going to live good. When I get this relationship, I'm going to live good. When I have that partner in my life, I'll be good. When I have that money, I'll be good. When I have that job, I'll be good. It's like, man, what are you doing right now? So then you're allowing time to pass you by. Then you start cutting corners. Then you start cutting corners in hopes that you find that thing that you want. And when you get it, it's super anticlimactic. It's not what you thought it was. Then you get involved in that and then you figure out, man, that's not what it was. It's not what it was. Then there's a huge letdown. It's now. Fam, it's now. The future's now. Wherever you want to be in the future, do it now. Start it now. The process of it now. Whatever it is you want now. This moment. Every moment, and now every decision matters. And now you're consumed by that. And then that is what a life lived well. It's not an easy life. We're not talking about doing what's easy, because we just established that everybody's chasing what's easy until they have what's easy. And then they wonder why they feel like life is all meaningless for them. And they're always, oh, I need something to do. Thank you so much for the badge. I truly appreciate that. Appreciate you. Thank you. You got a badge and had to leave early. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Means a lot to me. People want to do what's easy. So they do what's easy for the moment. And then they wonder why they're struggling. So you see, so we just established, fam, it's not about what's most comfortable. It's not about what's most secure. It's not about what's most easy. It's about living a life of passion. A life of love. A meaningful existence. And meaning just means what you create for you and what you want for you. You find this meaningful. And it's not just career path. We're talking about just a meaningful existence from moment to moment to moment for you, right? Energy is life. Energy is passion. And then allow that to influence the future, which then that gets the results that you want. I am living the results of a mind that is passionate. I am living the results of a mind that lives with love, truth, right? With energy. And because I live with that, then the results will always be the results, and rightfully so. Whether it goes my way or not, I'm still consumed by it. I'm like, okay, if this doesn't go my way, how can I figure this thing out? How can I solve this problem? How can I make this adjustment? How can I learn from this? I'm consumed by it. This is what I love. And then it's how you do everything. And how you do anything is how you do everything. So now you're building a life on top of this foundation of curiosity and interest. You're interested, fam. Not dull and allowing problems to roll on to the next day, chasing temporary happiness. I'm going to go out Friday night to be miserable on Monday. That's not a life lived well. When I have my money, when I get that paycheck, or when I get that relationship, or when I have this, I'm gonna live good. It's like, well, no, because you're not gonna get to that point, because you ain't living good now. Meaning you're not all in on the process of something. So how are you gonna get the end result if you're not all in on the process? You see, even in the days I thought were my darkest, being in the Bronx, seeing the cockroaches, having conversations with my brother, seeing outside, hearing all the noise outside, the sirens outside, living in the Bronx, wondering, man, what am I going to do with my life? Even in those times, I'm like, man, I got to figure this thing out. And that was a life lived well. I got to get out this position, man. What can I do? What's the adjustment? Figuring myself out, challenging myself, saying, okay, let me get this out. That process is, I look back and say, man, that motherfucker was all in. Even when I thought that, oh man, this is not it, this is not it, this is not it, I look back and say those were the moments where it's the most passion. It's like, man, I'm not going to accept this. I'm going to adapt and adjust, and I'm not going to accept this misery, or I'm not going to accept this position that I was born into. What I'm going to do is figure this out, and that process is, man, all the wins and all the losses, you respect it all because it's meaningful. You respect it all because it's meaningful. Even when I had negative $800 in my account, I'm like, what can I do to get back? I'm losing right now. What can I do to get back? I'm losing. How can I figure this out? See, it wasn't easy, and it should never be easy, because easy is not a life lived well. When it's easy, is a miserable existence when it's easy. We're talking about consumed by a mountain that you want to climb, which is never easy. But the process and the person that you are becoming, because you decided to take on this task, because you decided to be consumed by, this is the path you wanted to be consumed by. That right there, fam, is a life lived well. I'll leave you guys with that. How many of you guys enjoyed this? Give me some last fire emojis if you guys enjoyed this live. I'm over here sweating. Had to open up the door. I see it. I see you guys. I see you. All right, family. I'm out of here. Listen, I love you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you guys. Honestly, I really do. Thank you so much for joining and tuning in live every Monday through Friday, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Those of you who purchase badges, thank you so much for purchasing a badge. And I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.